My dad passed away not long ago. After the funeral, I went back to his house to sort through some of his things. The house felt strangely quiet, almost like the walls themselves knew he wasn't coming back. While going through an old closet, I found something I hadn't seen in years, an old photo album. Dusty. Worn. The corners bent from time. I sat down and opened it. The first picture was of me taking my first steps, and there was my dad, right behind me, arms open, ready to catch me if I fell. The next photo. Me learning how to ride a bike. My dad running behind me, one hand on the seat, making sure I didn't crash. Then there were pictures from school competitions, soccer games, school events. Every single photo had one thing in common. My dad was always there. The truth is, I lost my mom when I was very young, too young to really remember her. So growing up, it was just me and my dad. And somehow, he managed to be everything. A father, a mother, a teacher, a protector. He worked long hours, but he never missed the important moments. At least, not when I was young. When I look back now, I realize something. My dad wasn't just a good father. He was an incredible one. He supported me, even when I didn't deserve it. He listened to me, even when I was wrong. And he believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. But the truth is, I wasn't always a good son. When I turned 18, I thought I knew everything. I thought I was already a man. I remember telling my dad I didn't need his rules anymore. I told him I was leaving the house, leaving the life he had built for us. He tried to stop me, not with anger, not with control, but with concern. He said something I didn't understand at the time. Sometimes the world teaches lessons much harder than a parent ever would. Of course, I didn't listen. At 18, you think you're invincible. I packed my things, walked out the door, and started what I thought would be my new life. At first, it felt exciting. Freedom. No rules. No one telling me what to do. I even dropped out of university. I told myself I didn't need it, that I would figure things out on my own. And for a while, I believed I had. But sometimes the beginning of a mistake looks exactly like freedom. And I had no idea how expensive that mistake was about to become. At first, life on my own felt exciting. Freedom. No rules. No one telling me what to do. I even convinced myself that leaving university was the right decision. I told everyone I didn't need a degree, that I would figure things out on my own. For a while, it almost felt like I had. New friends, late nights, parties. It looked like freedom. But sometimes the beginning of a mistake looks exactly like a good time. The people around me weren't really friends. They were just people who liked the same bad decisions. And slowly, things started to fall apart. Money became a problem. Work wasn't stable. But the worst part was how far I had drifted from the person my father raised. During that time, my dad tried to reach me. He called. He texted. Sometimes he even drove to the apartment I was renting. But I ignored him. I told myself I didn't need him anymore. Then one night, everything changed. I was driving home after another late night. I don't even remember exactly what happened. Just headlights, a loud crash, and darkness. When I woke up, I was in a hospital bed. Broken ribs, a fractured leg. Doctors said I was lucky to be alive. But lying there, I realized something else. None of my friends were around. Not one of them came to visit. The phone stayed silent. No messages. No calls. And then, a nurse walked into the room and said something I will never forget. "Someone has been waiting to see you." A moment later, the door opened, and there he was. My dad. He walked in slowly, looked at me lying in that hospital bed. And for a moment, I couldn't even look him in the eyes. After everything I'd said, after the way I left, I expected anger, disappointment, a lecture about all the mistakes I had made. But he didn't say any of those things. He just walked up to my bed, put his hand on my shoulder, and said quietly, "I'm glad you're alive." That was it. No accusations. No, "I told you so." Just relief. And in that moment, I realized something painful. The only person who never gave up on me was the one I pushed away the most. That night in the hospital, my dad stayed longer than anyone else. We talked for hours. At first, I didn't know what to say. There were too many things I should have said years earlier. Eventually, the words finally came out. "I'm sorry. Sorry for leaving. Sorry for ignoring him. Sorry for thinking I knew everything." My dad listened quietly. Then he said something I will never forget. "Life teaches lessons. My job was just to be here when you learned them." He paid the hospital bills. He helped me move back home. And slowly, piece by piece, my life started to rebuild. I returned to university, finished the degree I once believed I didn't need. My dad helped me find my first real job. For the first time in years, I felt like things were finally going the right direction. Time passed. I built a career, bought a house, got married, and eventually I had children of my own. And something strange happens when you become a parent. You suddenly understand your own parents in ways you never could before. Late nights, responsibilities, the constant worry about your children's future. That's when I truly realized what my dad had done for me. He had raised me alone. After my mom passed away, he carried everything by himself. Work, bills, parenting, and somehow he still managed to be there for me, even when I didn't deserve it. As life got busy, we saw each other less. Birthdays, holidays, occasional visits. Every time we talked, he would say something simple. "You should come by more often." And every time I told myself I would visit soon. But life kept moving. Work, kids, responsibilities. And somehow, there was always something that seemed more urgent. Until one day, there wasn't. Because the call came. My dad had passed away. And suddenly, all the things I meant to say had no place left to go. That's why, sitting in that quiet house, looking through those old photos, one thought kept repeating in my head. There was one thing I never said to him. The most important thing. Thank you, Dad. Thank you for the patience, for the support, for the love that never disappeared even when I walked away. If you're lucky enough to still have your parents, tell them the things you think you have time to say later, because sometimes later never comes.